쳐다보자고요.
쳐다보세요.
쳐다보자고 이거. 그래요? 다른 거요. 하면 해요 저는.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Diaries channel. When BTS's name was mentioned, the world immediately knew they were more than just another music group. They were a global phenomenon, a symbol of a generation, and a cultural force that transcended language and national boundaries. And when two of the most talked about names in the fandom, Jungkook and Jimin, finally spoke out about what had long been the subject of speculation, the reaction was truly unexpected. Jikook finally spoke out, and the wave of backlash from Korea surprised many. For years, the dynamic between Jungkook and Jimin has been one of the hottest topics among ARMY. Their on-stage interactions, their glances caught on camera, their live moments that felt too genuine to be mere fan service, all of them have been analyzed, cut apart, magnified, and debated endlessly. On the one hand, many see their closeness as a deep friendship, an emotional connection forged through the rigorous trainee journey and years of living together under the pressures of the industry. But on the other hand, a bolder, more speculative, and often more controversial narrative has emerged. When the moment finally arrived for the two to make what was considered an answer, the atmosphere in the fandom shifted dramatically. Not because they explicitly confirmed anything, but because their tone, expressions, and choice of words felt different. More mature, more assertive, more aware that every sentence they uttered would make headlines. Some fans were relieved. They saw this as a sign that Jungkook and Jimin no longer wanted to let rumors run wild. There was a sense that they wanted to set boundaries without hurting anyone, without sparking open conflict, but clear enough to be understood. But the reaction in Korea was not that simple. On Korean online community forums, discussions erupted. Some praised their courage in speaking out, arguing that as global artists, they deserved to control the narrative about themselves. Others felt that the topic should never have been brought up. For some Korean netizens, celebrity culture there remains very sensitive to issues of personal relationships, especially when it involves two members of a group as large as BTS. South Korea's social context is unique. The country's entertainment industry has a long history of maintaining the image of idols. Privacy is often a highly contested commodity, and public opinion can change in a matter of hours. When two figures as prominent as Jungkook and Jimin engage in a discussion deemed sensitive, strong reactions are not uncommon. What surprised many international fans was the tone of the comments. Some sounded very defensive, as if the topic threatened something bigger than mere fandom rumors. There were concerns that open discussion, even vaguely, could impact the group's image, brand partnerships, and even internal dynamics. On the other hand, there were also voices calling for the public to stop interfering in artists' private lives. This reaction highlights the gulf in perspective between global fandom and some Koreans. Overseas, discussions about identity, emotional closeness, and self-expression tend to be more open. Meanwhile, in Korea, especially in the context of top idol groups, the expectation of perfection remains very strong. Remarkably, quite a few Korean fans defended Jungkook and Jimin, highlighting that whatever their relationship or dynamic is, it is a private matter. They reminded them that BTS has made countless contributions to the country, from musical achievements to economic and cultural impact. Judging them based on speculation is considered unfair. Amidst the storm of commentary, one thing that cannot be denied is how powerful Jungkook and Jimin's position in the industry is. They are no longer young trainees afraid of saying the wrong thing. They are seasoned artists who have stood on the world stage, from American stadiums to international award shows. Their every move now carries a different weight. Some pop culture analysts see this moment as a turning point. It's not solely about Jikook as a fandom pairing, but about how third-generation idols are beginning to take control of their own narratives. While companies once had near-absolute control over image and communication, artists now have a much stronger voice, especially with the advent of live streaming platforms and social media. But of course, not everyone is ready for this change. The backlash that has emerged demonstrates that cultural shifts take time. When public figures try to set boundaries or speak more frankly, of course, there's always the risk of being misunderstood. In the case of Jungkook and Jimin, some feel they're too open, while others believe they're being too cautious.
잠깐만요. 전기 새끼손가락 여기 박았어요.
피카츄야 뭐야?
걸어주세요.
Amidst all this, the fans are often the ones most affected. Armies are divided in lengthy discussions, trying to interpret every detail. Some choose to focus on the music and their work, viewing the drama as a distraction. Others feel that understanding an idol's personal dynamics is part of being a fan. This phenomenon demonstrates the complexity of the relationship between artists and the public in the digital age. A single sentence can go viral in minutes. A single facial expression can be analyzed millions of times. Jungkook and Jimin live in near-constant scrutiny, where even silence can be interpreted as a statement. Is the backlash from Korea really as widespread as it's portrayed? Or is it magnified by algorithms and sensationalist accounts? That question remains open. What's clear is that this moment has sparked a global conversation about the limits of privacy, expectations for idols, and artists' right to control their own stories. For Jungkook and Jimin, this may be just one small chapter in their long journey with BTS. But for many fans, this feels like a historic moment, a sign that the relationship between idols and the public is evolving. Behind all the speculation, there are two people growing together under incredible pressure. They share stages, rehearsals, failures, and triumphs. Whatever the dynamic between them, it's shaped by experiences that outsiders can't fully understand. The backlash will likely subside over time. Like many controversies in the K-pop world, the news cycle moves quickly. Today it's a headline, tomorrow it's replaced by a new issue. But the long-term impact could be deeper, spurring discussions about how the public treats artists and how far curiosity can go. Ultimately, Jikook finally speaks out isn't just about two big names. It's about changing times, about an increasingly emboldened generation of idols, about an increasingly vocal global fandom, and about a society still negotiating with old values and new realities. The backlash from Korea may surprise some, but it also reflects complex social dynamics. Amidst the praise and criticism, one thing remains certain. Jungkook and Jimin will continue to be in the spotlight, not just because of the rumors, but because of the talent, hard work, and cultural impact they have created with BTS. And perhaps, beneath all the noise, the most important message is simple. That even in the brightest spotlight, every artist is still human. They have the right to set boundaries, choose their own words, and walk according to their own conscience. And that's all we can discuss today about Jikook and the surprising backlash coming from Korea. Regardless of the pros and cons, one thing is certain. Jungkook and Jimin's every move will always be in the spotlight, especially as part of BTS, which has an extraordinary global influence. Do you think this backlash is excessive? Or is it understandable considering their popularity? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section, but please be respectful. If you enjoy content like this in-depth analysis, the latest updates and rarely discussed discussions, don't forget to like, subscribe, and activate the notification bell so you don't miss the next video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.